Hi everybody. Today we are going to talk about the basics of glaze. We are starting with glazing your worry stones, so it's something pretty basic to start with. I wanted to show you this area of the room. We have glazes all along here, and they're split up by shelf with these small pieces of text you probably can't see, but we've got blue right here, brown, gray, black. So the color that you're imagining or looking for, you can kind of go to that shelf for that area of them. We also have these really nice boards that walk you through what different test tiles will come out like. So for instance, this one bottle of glaze, it says light blue on it, and it's an Amico color, and its code is LG24. It won't actually turn out looking exactly like what you see in the bottle, so that's why you have to go to the test tile to see how it'll turn out. And in this case, we're looking at light blue, LG24. You can see it's got this little bit of a shimmer to it. It's light, but in the cracks of texture, it becomes a little bit darker. So the test tiles are really important to figure out what you want. If you can't find exactly the right color, you can also layer two colors together. So if I use a light blue and then I layer a dark blue either over or underneath it, it will change the color, and then you'll have something that's similar to both. Some other things that we're gonna need, whatever you are choosing to glaze, and that's something that has been bisque fired. If you put glaze on regular clay, we cannot put it in the kiln. It is a risk for explosion. You're also gonna need a sponge to clean anything up, a paintbrush, and potentially two if I'm doing two colors, and that's about it. So when you find your glaze, you can kind of use the name and the number to help find it. And depending on the color, it'll tell you which shelf. So both of these were blues, so they came from the blue shelf. The glazes have been sitting for a while, so anytime when you get a glaze bottle, you wanna take and shake the bottle first. Before doing that though, double check that the lid is on fully. A lot of times they'll be put back on an angle, and if this happens and you go to shake it, you're gonna get glaze either all over that, all over yourself, all over somebody else. So take a moment, check to make sure it's on. I always kind of put 2 fingers over the top, and you wanna shake it until it sounds like it's liquid. If it doesn't seem like it's a liquid, sometimes you have to add material to it to kind of make it liquid again. All right, so I'm gonna start with my denim blue, and maybe I'll just stick with denim blue for this one. I'm gonna take my paintbrush, and I'm applying the glaze in a really thick way. So it's not just a light coat, you want it to actually be a thick coat. Think of probably the way that you would apply peanut butter to a sandwich. I'm guessing you'd put a little bit extra on there. Now you want to do the sides, and in this case I'm even going to go a little bit onto the bottom, and then I'll wipe it off after. So you keep going, and with glaze, not only do you need one coat, you want to do 2 or 3 coats. So if I was doing a second color, then I might want to do 1 coat of the denim blue and then 2 coats of the light blue over it. Or if I just want to do 1 glaze, then I would just do 2 or 3 thick coats of that. So you can see I'm really covering it. If you see brush strokes in the glaze, don't worry about it, because remember, glaze is made of glass and colorant. So when it goes in the kiln, the glass melts, becomes molten, and then it smooths out. All right, I just have to wait for the rest of it to dry. And I would do 1 more coat. But for the sake of TV, I'm gonna skip ahead, pretend I did a second coat. Now, at the very end, when this is dry, I would go to what the bottom is. And I would take my sponge and I would go back and wipe it off. Sometimes you can use your sponge on one side, you wipe, and then you turn it so you're not reapplying that glaze to it again. Remember, we need the bottom to be pretty clean so that it does not stick to the shelf. So this is it. Remember, I only did the 1 coat and I didn't quite finish it because this is TV and I wanted to speed through, but you're looking for 2 to 3 coats. You're using the test tiles to figure out the color you want, and you're making sure that your bottom is clear when you are done. Those are the basics of glazing.